Welcome to another edition of, I guess, What's New at Blue Cap? We'll call it that, eh, Fuad?
We can certainly call it that, yes.
Official title, Becoming Better Leaders with AI. I think AI makes me a better leader anyway. It helps me be less forgetful. That's my toxic business trait. I forget things all the time. What's
Certainly.
yours, Fuad?
AI definitely has a lot of potentiality, uh, helping us become more empathetic leaders.
Okay. Yeah, AI letting you know when you've just yelled a little bit too much at people, or maybe not enough. I don't know. AI helps me draw backgrounds for these quite nicely. As you can see, our background here. Actually, I was just going to show something really cool here, real quick. Anyone that has watched our Dolly 2 um, presentation a while ago, I think that was from before it even released, might be familiar with what you're seeing. But here's a cool feature that just came out the other day, and I figured I'd drop this in as an extra for everyone. It's called outpainting. Our lead project guy Parth showed me this the other day. And if I take the original prompt and kind of add to the frame to make a wider screen and click generate, we're going to extend this image in a couple of seconds here. See, and this is stuff that would be so time consuming for what if I was trying to like convey this to the graphic designer or, search the web for, you know, something that relevant.
Oh, yeah. And
And like, look at these suggestions. I mean, they're pretty wild. I don't know why he's got a hacksaw in this one. We'll just gloss over that.
I find sometimes um, very biased predictions in many different ways, but but hey, and many other times they actually work very good. But you're right, Justin. The acceleration that it brings in the workflow, it's really awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. I think most of our cover pictures we actually bring it into life using DALI 2.
I've been trying because it's A, it saves me time, and B, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, when I said retro, it went a little bit too far back with this one, but I'm into it. I guess the new retro is Victorian era, but I'll take it.
It looks very, very pretty.
You definitely can't get more retro than that.
Well, well, hey to new creativity that you're exploring in yourself, Justin, with DALI 2.
Now I can just think of things without doing the work. What? It costs money now, though. I think I used one of my last 3 credits there to do that little demo.
Oh, you're kind. Thank you for doing that for
I
us.
had to share. I had to share with anyone that was interested.
Now, Justin, our topic today is AI for becoming better leaders. As AI doing, AI, the hype in every domain, AI for manufacturing, AI for customer service, AI for efficiency and productivity. We also find that through the ability of qualitative analysis and the progress of natural language understanding, we can actually now translate the analysis of speech, and that could be tied to measuring or understanding certain signals to to measure how we are in leadership, how we are in speech equity, and so forth. And I think you are going to show us today what BlueCap has as a new feature. Well, not a new feature, I think it's a whole new module that allows us to understand our performance in various areas within speech analytics. And eventually, ultimately, the goal is to help us become better team players and leaders.
Yeah, definitely. And I can. I mean, you're probably the better one to talk about it because this is your and Vladimir's uh, baby. But I will definitely put it up on the screen here. We can take a look at how I've been doing in this last 7 days.
And I believe
So,
we
what are the
can.
folks at home looking at here for what?
And I think the blue color here is representing the current period of time, 7 days, the last 7 days, and the orange, or not orange, sorry, red. I'm colorblind somewhat. That's representing the past 7 days, comparing the current time period. And
So, I've
Justin,
had significantly better attendance, is what I'm seeing here.
well, good job, Justin. And you
Oh,
probably
wow.
not, you
Wow.
probably didn't emphasize on that this week. That's
Well,
great.
it's getting cold outside, so where else am I going to be?
Well, you fell a little low on tone this week. it's it's
Well,
hard to be, good at everything. At
I could either be there or I can be positive. What do you want from me?
I mean, yes, it was compensated, but all this indicate how how you're doing in these specific areas: tone, attendance, engagement, inclusivity, sentiment. The two areas we want to touch a little bit more deeper is inclusivity and sentiment. And inclusivity here, we are talking about things like gender, race, and other known obvious things that indicate that there are possibilities of improving my speech. One example could be, I often say uncontextually, guys. And there are opportunities actually to replace guys with team, all, and those kind of different recommend different words that are more neutral. Justin, if you go into culture from here, the tab on top, and ooh, a very
So I haven't
interesting
been
graph.
assertive at all this week, I guess. Well, that
Well,
stops now.
this and last week, I think your assertiveness have been quite consistent. But you have
Quite
been more.
consistent. Consistently absent.
You were very optimistic last week. This week you're more balanced, I would say, except your assertiveness.
Yes, I'm back down to earth. I was out on cloud nine, and now reality has sucked me back in again.
Now, if you cannot see all the dimensions clearly that we're showing you on the top middle, we have assertiveness, and then going clockwise, we have curious, we have formality, and then we have friendliness, optimistic, and worried. So, if you think from a leader's perspective, you need to project a balanced signal from all of these dimensions. You need to be assertive, you need to be curious, equally, you need to show some level of worriedness as well. Um, at the same time, you need to show optimism and formality. So, a very good leader will have more of a hexagon shape, more closer to the outer layers, would
Oh dear.
indicate that you are doing better in terms of your performance. Now, when you were closer to the nucleus in terms of your hexagon, that means there's so much room. There's so many events that are indicating, signaling that you could be optimizing. If you
There we
hover on,
go.
right? If you hover on
I'll
review,
optimize. You'll see. Next time we do this, it's going to be nothing but like hexagon.
well, right? Whatever you can quantify in a meaningful way. I think naturally there is a better performance over time. It's simply because you can measure and you know precisely what you need to optimize. Hence, it is easier to focus on those things. Now,
Absolutely.
what is happening here, Justin? Her
Well, it
husband.
looks like I was referring to someone's husband, Peter, but I probably should have said her spouse, Peter.
That's an amazing
This is
suggestion.
a new one for me. It's usually the same one as you guys. Hey guys, all you
Um,
people.
but I agree. I mean, it depends to what intimate level you are
Well, I may not
conversing.
know. I may not know, Peter, right? So it's
Fair,
presumptuous of me.
fair, and universally, even though you know precisely husband or wife you're mentioning here, referring here, but I think overall, if you refer as spouse, it's a better, more equal, more positive term.
Well, you just can't go wrong, can you?
No. So that's one example. We want to kind of leave you there and ask us questions if you have any. But the concept that you see here, we have we have blended quantitative and qualitative analysis using
Now,
speech.
when we're not streaming this, who gets to see this normally?
When we're not streaming, oh, sorry, what do you mean by that?
Well, that's the joke part of it. But who sees this when you're in Blue Cat? Can the
Oh,
manager see
right,
this?
right, 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 right. See, I hardly get jokes, Justin. Um, well, it is designed to uh, to help the user only, not designed for your manager to explore or your organization. However, your
So
organization could
this is
have
self coaching stuff rather than tell the manager how unfriendly Justin is this week.
precisely. Um, we try to be very, very cautious that our application does not become one of those applications. We want it to remain as a helpful application rather than it becoming a reason for
Nanny
you.
software.
Correct, correct. But
No one
let's say,
wants to be that.
an enterprise wants to quantify uh, aggregated understanding department to department in order to understand which department or or what area their organization may need coaching. That could drive into uh, inviting lecturers and providing courses or delivering workshops and so forth. But again, the idea is aggregated, predictive modeling, and so forth that would allow organizations, enterprises specifically, gain insights, but in a manner that does not allow them to pinpoint who did this.
That makes sense because I mean you're gonna want to see how a department's doing or how a team's doing, but you don't necessarily need to know which components of that team are contributing what, right?
Absolutely.
It's a health check rather than a full diagnosis.
Correct.
Makes sense.
So we have noticed as we were using these features internally before making them available to our general users, it really augmented our understanding where I stand, and it helped me pinpoint and immediately optimize certain things. Overall, the impact of that is tremendous, I think, as a team player, as a leader.
No, it's definitely good at helping you figure out, kind of where you went wrong and what you can do better. That's for sure. Um,
Now, picture this, right, with in your own workflow, in your own organization, we'd be able to bring this and embed this intelligence in your own environment. Look, you're actually consistently, your past says you have been doing great in assertiveness. Recently, your assertiveness. Maybe you are trying to create a sense of urgency internally. Maybe it's a manipulated behavior. I won't be surprised knowing Justin as I know, the master of his.
What are you saying, Fuad? Master of deception.
Awesome. Well, I had a great time about this. There's so much more drilling down we can do. And I think in the coming months, we'll be coming back to this. I think what we're internally discussing is democratizing these particular features with API as an open source for certain types of businesses and certain magnitude of businesses who could immediately leverage this to optimize the workplace culture overall.
So you could apply it to things like email or social posts or other interactions like that, eh?
Yeah, why wouldn't you love to have everyone in your organization writing, equitable context
Equitable,
emails?
non-passive aggressive social media? Yes, please.
Yeah, these little nudges, I think, will help us, little bit by little bit, and the
Yeah, and I
aggregated
think people
gain.
are more willing to learn gently, I suppose. With an AI telling them, you could have done this a little better rather than, being dragged in the boss's office and just having a dressing down. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a lot better to A,
That's a
hear it on your own
great,
and
great angle, Justin. We never touched on that. On this, yes, like I wouldn't, even though I could be my, very good friend with my boss, and we joke with each other, and but when it comes to correcting my behavior, especially about how what is socially accepted as a norm, and it may be a little painful, right? This kind of engagement.
yeah, well, I mean, that kind of meeting with the boss is never pleasant. I mean, I can't say I've had too many of them. I'm pretty cautious about not cautious, just I don't know, good about my in office behavior.
And Justin, it's equally hard for bosses as well. Like, how do you pleasantly present that to the people you manage?
Well, you yell with a smile, Fuad.
Yeah, and you know that they know that you're just smiling, um, but it's not a comfortable moment for this kind of things. I think, yeah,
It's definitely something I'd rather hear from something that can't physically judge me, I guess.
yeah, because machines are inferior, so we have no problem of pride.
What are you saying to the machines? This is going on the internet. They will have this video evidence.
Awesome.
You
Well,
know what's coming.
fascinating. Well, thank you, Justin. That was a great conversation. Um,
Absolutely, and I think it's nothing but cool features. Definitely everyone listening, if you haven't already, check it out. Blue Cap's available for a 30-day free trial. It will provide you with insights into yourself, insights into your meetings, and probably a bunch of things you didn't even think about.
well, have a great night, everyone.
Have a great one.